Hello and welcome back to Ickadoo Streams. Create Above and Beyond. How are you doing? It is Friday. It's Friday. Yeah, which means stream. Also means weekend, which is lovely, for sure. Basically, been looking forward to this all week. The weekend, not so much Minecraft. The weekend, more than anything. But and for us Brits, it is a bank holiday because the king is getting coronated tomorrow. It's his coronation, so I'll probably will be turning on the telly to watch, but we haven't really got anything else planned. So yeah, just gonna like chill out and enjoy myself, which is allowable, I would say, totally allowable. You catch me doing a little bit of prep work. I didn't quite get finished before the stream started. As we make some more rubber, the old-fashioned way, because we're going to need quite a bit this episode, I feel. So let me fill you in on what the plan is, if I stop for 2 seconds. So, last episode we completed to here. We completed chapter 1. Now, we have the bonus chapter, which I do recommend, really, genuinely, to complete, because it just makes your life so much easier later down the lane. But this is here the 1.A, and I believe most chapters have this little side thingy-majib. If we go back to the overview, yeah, most of the chapters do. So here's the end of chapter 1, and you've got this side gig here. End of chapter 2, and you've got that side gig there. Well, technically that's the end of chapter 2, but then you've got that one, and that's like the side gig there for that one, which involves going to the Nether. Then you've kind of got that one, which is a bit more, and then you get a choice if you go that way or that way. I'm not sure which way we'll go yet, haven't figured that one out. But yeah, in general, I recommend you do these. So what are these? So let's quickly have a review. I did say this last time, but let's do it again just to catch everybody up. So we made our thingies. We've automated the creation of the andesite what do you call it? That thing. Andesite machine. There we go. Technically, sort of. We are now automating the kinetic mechanism that makes these guys. We haven't actually automated this part of it yet. But we are pretty close. Hey, Morty! So what we're going to do is we are going to do the rest of chapter 1, which is all of this guy. So, start with the first stop. Liquid resin can be extracted from trees. My arboreal extractor, which does use the andesite machine and some buckets. You want 4 so you can put it around a tree, because that's really, really handy. We'll make then into a rubber stamper, so you squish the resin coming out of the tree contraption and it'll turn into rubber. You then bake the rubber and then you chuck it around the outside of a or just 2 around the edges of the kinetic mechanism to make the sealed mechanism, which opens up that guy, the copper machine. And we will be using a bunch of this guy very, very soon. So we kind of want to get this started, and you get some bonus materials. The sealed mechanism being the biggest part of that bonus. So yeah, that does however mean making a bit of this, so bear with me while I get that sorted. What we want to do, we want to get this going. So we want to make 4 of this guy, 4 arboreal extractors. So we need to make a bunch of andesite machines and some buckets, 4 of each. So I've already pre-planned slightly and gone and grabbed some of the kinetic mechanisms we are now automating as a bit of a pre-start, because I didn't want to go and make all of those by hand again. So we're already 1 up. Up, chuck that up there, because we're going to need some more of these guys as well. There we go. Right. So if we pop that in there, surround it by this guy, and hedger. We now suddenly have 8 andesite machines. Lovely. Rather than having to make it all by hand, I mean, God, we are living the dream right now. Absolutely living the dream. So we're going to make a couple of buckets. If I can remember how to make a bucket. There you go. 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, yeah, 4 buckets. Bit like 4 candles, it's 4 buckets. And then we go in here with that and that. And so if you see here, the andesite machine And the buckets are boreal extractor. Lovely. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've got 4 of that. How easy is that? We've already done one of the steps. Tick. Ah, wait, don't chop that tree. Quest completed. So, but how does this work, Kiki? How does this work? I will explain everything in 2 seconds. Because I kind of want to put this in another building. Because it'll look cool, potentially. No, I didn't have an anvil on it yet, actually. I haven't put an anvil in here. But we could put a bunch of anvils in here, probably over, like, maybe on the corner as well and stuff. Yeah. But, so I think if we go over here, giving enough space for, you know, thingies and stuff, and then we can pop our, like, it would be like a tapper's shack. Like, you know, people that are commissioned as foresters to obtain, you know, resins and whatnots. Oops! Oh, that was the tree I just planted. Get back in there, you silly little bean. Right. So then we've got enough space between this building and this building for the pile and also the walkway, as well as any crazy contraptionery that we put around the outside of it. So maybe that's a plan. Maybe. So turn that quickly into bone meal. Bone meal the tree. Come on. Grow. Grow. Hey! Tree! Now what we do, we've got our tree. All we need to do is 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have laid out the arboreal extractor thingies exactly as we need them. Now, you can click on it. This is not create, as you can see on the little tag up there. This is the thermal series. As I said, this is mostly create, like with the machines over there and stuff, but it's create plus some. So you integrate with a bunch of other like mods within the pack. And this here is part of the thermal series. The thermal series is really, really cool. If I open up the thingy and search at thermal, you'll see, I mean, there's 4 pages of stuff and things, and it all looks very technical. This is going to be a lot of your like power creation. So you've got kinetic power over there, but you don't really have above and beyond create. Yeah, I suppose it is. I like it. I like it. So you've got a kinetic mechanism over there, which is moving things and doing things. Thermal series, if I find it, you have a lot of machines down here that actually get powered by these guys. So the dynamos create power and would power a machine or computer of some sort. And there are a load of things in here. Absolute ton of it in here, so it's really it's cool to have a look at. We will be doing and using a bunch more of these machines. This one like later gets a lot of use. This one also gets a lot of use, so you'll find a lot of things in here that are a lot of fun. It's also got those with the upgrades that you can put to machines and chambers that you can do things. It's awesome. In other words, it's awesome. So this is the arboreal extractor. We made it with a create recipe. And what it will do is it'll sit here and slowly fill up with resin. So we've got like a fraction of a bucket right now there, but that one is collecting, and that one, and that one, and so on. So it's kind of collecting 4 at a time. So 75 times by 4. I'm not going to bother doing the maths. You get the idea. Now, that's all well and good. We're collecting resin, but it's not going anywhere. It's not doing anything. It should be doing something, and it's doing nothing. Yeah. So we kind of need to do something with this now. We need to get it out of here and into something else. So this is where we start going into this part. So we need to pull the resin from these boxes and smoosh it in a basin. So let's quickly go make what we need to move it. And I told you this will be a lot more focused than on copper. I wasn't lying. I wasn't lying. So we need to make a mechanical press first. So one of those guys, which means we need some more andesite machines and a block of iron. Actually, I have that in my bag. I have that in my bag. Hey, look at this. It's almost like I planned it. I didn't, but we'll pretend that I did. Okay, mechanical press. There. We also need a basin, because anything that's getting squished on the mechanical press either needs to go on a depot or a conveyor line or a basin. And because the basin will hold thingy, yeah, it's a thing. Right. We also need something to pull it. And this is where this guy comes in. The mechanical pump. And you've guessed it, it's got a cog around the outside, which means, yep, you're going to connect it up to a powering machine with a cog. So you've got your fluid pipe, your cog wheel. That's how you make your mechanical pump. So if we quickly grab some of our those, this, that, probably not that actually. Let's grab that as well. We will need another fan. That's the next step. Spoilers, watch out. That probably will be enough. I didn't forget the mechanical belts this time. Are you proud of me? Haha. You should be. We probably want to power this with a water wheel, because that's going to be probably the easiest way. So we'll get another water wheel going, but we'll bury this water wheel so we won't see it in the final construction. Because if it's going to be up here with part of the buildings, I kind of want it to look a little bit nice. You know, like the thingy over there. Oh, thank you. Morty's proud of me. That's all that matters. The machinery over there is nice, but I kind of like this cute building aesthetic as well, so I'm going to keep them slightly separate for now. And down at the beach, actually, to be fair, a lot of things are going to change when we get access to better stuff. So, right, we've got our squeezer, our basin, we've also got the fan for the baking part, we've got the shafts and the mechanical belts. What have I missed? That, which we do that by hand for now. You do get access to mechanical crafters very, very soon. So that. Oh, that's what we did. Yeah, I knew I forgot something. We probably need some more copper pipes, the fluid pipes. So let me just show you how you make those guys. So flattened copper sheet and 1 copper ingot will make you 8 fluid pipes. So a bit like the shafts when you use the 2 andesite alloy. This one will do that. Oh, I definitely am going to do a mill building, like a proper mill, like probably over that side on the other side of the farm, for milling up the grain and turning it into bread, because I think that will look really, really cool. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a thing. So right, let's squish. Let's not squish. Basin in the way again. There's the depot. Now let's squish. And we want one more to make it even. Pop. And we're going to squish these guys. I definitely will be doing a windmill grinding mill thingy. I could bring the millstone that's down on the contraptions at the seaside. I could also bring that up here, but I kind of want to wait for the grind wheels, the big grinding wheels, because those are so cool. So definitely. So in fact, you don't even know what I'm talking about. Let's go find them. So at create. So you've got that guy, the millstone, for grinding up various. So if I go there, grinding up various to turn them into things and stuff, and you can do more things with that. But it's not particularly what's the word I'm looking for? Efficient. It's not particularly efficient. This, however, which requires you to have the actual mechanical crafter, this guy can do an awful lot more, and it often has a better bonus rate to get things. So if I do that through the grinder thing, I only get 1 piece of string. This one I have 2 bits of string and possibility of getting a third. Chopping up that. In the other one I might get 1 diamond and that's it. Whereas this would give me all of that. So it's better to make this because you tend to get a second item. It's awesome. And it can kill you. Yeah, it is evil. Morty says that thing looks evil. He's absolutely right. This thing, you stand on it, you'll probably see me die a few times on that thing. So, yeah. Caution advised. Caution definitely advised. I've killed myself a number of times on those things because you kind of have to get them in the right place. Right. We're going to quickly make some copper pipes. Copper casing, no. Yes, there, that one. Make ourselves some of those because we're definitely going to need them. We also need a tank. So I would say let's do that. There. So that one is easy. It's the copper casing. You want to make a mob monster crusher with it? You could do. We could do that. We could do that. Maybe that's our mob farm. Yeah, I could do that. Don't give me ideas. Stop it. Stop it. So copper casing, glass, copper casing, another nugget. And you get yourself 2 fluid tanks. These are cool because they have a certain pattern and they just look really, really nice. So we're gonna see a couple of those being put up. So let's grab some. What did I do with my glass? I have 1 glass. I mean, I guess it's enough to get 1, mate. Ugh. Fail. Fail. That's, yeah, whoops. Also, why have I got so much stuff in my bag again? Literally not even 30 minutes into my episode and I've got no space in my bags again. Wrong one. Right one. Right. Copper casing. Copper casing is kind of like the andesite casing, but you take a copper sheet and some logs. I've used all of them, haven't I? Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on. Bear with me, peeps. This is why I needed copper, or why I knew I needed copper. Like, that's why I went mining for it in between episodes. Because this leg of it will cost a fair bit. But it's worth it in the long run. One more time. Ta-da! Right. To make some copper casings. Hup. There we go, we've got 8. Lovely. And, as you can see now, by that little pop-up there, we've made it. We've made it to the copper age. Look at that. Use some copper sheets and wood to create some copper casings. So, leaving the gap there for pretty little walkways and other piley things. What we're going to do is I'm going to hide the water wheel because I want to keep the nice aesthetic in this area. So I'm going to hide the water wheel probably underneath all of this because that will make a lot of sense. So we're going to dig her down. Ba-da-ba-ba. Like so. Bum, 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 bum. So dig a 1 deep, 2 deep, sorry, and then like a 9 block, 3x3. Ba, ba, ba. Like so. Then all we do is we stand over here, get our water wheel, do the same thing we did before with the other machine over there, jump in place. So you just jump and right click and it will place it sideways rather than the usual that ways. Yeah? Cool. Right, we'll leave that there for a second. What we're going to do, pop that there, so I've then blocked it off, and go and grab some water. Oh, I think I've got water in the base actually. I don't have to go all the way to the seaside. Although going to the seaside is always nice. I love the seaside. Yeah, love the seaside. I do miss it now that I live not quite on the seafront. It's a bit of a trek, unfortunately. Right, over here to get our water wheel go kazooming while we get all this going. So, water wheel is in action. You got your 256, which means it's the best it can possibly be. And then we need to join all these guys. So if I right click there, hang on, shift right click there, you'll see it's connected, right? Do the same here, because we want all of these to come out in a particular direction or some direction so that we can actually get the stuff out. So if I grab my twisty wisty one there, you'll now see it turns that into like more of a bulky like connection, and it looks really nice. I like it. I think it looks cool. Either way. Right. Okay, now we need to think about getting that up from there to over there. So I feel like this and that are going to play here. Maybe. Wait, hang on. Other way around. That way. So then that. Which means all we need to do, technically, is that. Except, don't leave it running. So, because you can see there, I am now polluting. So what you do is right click with the wrench to turn it around. So that you don't have to place it in any particular way. You can literally change direction just by right clicking with the wrench, which means we have lost a little bit of resin, but we've really got 200 in each at this point. So, and what it'll do is, as this is twisting, it's pulling the water out. So if I then, let's fill in this gap a little bit so I don't fall in and get stuck. 4, 5, that'll do, there we go. Right, so now you get to see the beautiful, look at that. How nice is that? How nice is that? But this isn't just it. So if I do it in a 1x1 and then do one above it, it'll extend the window, right? If I take that one out and put it as a 2x2, it looks slightly different again, and you can make this one bigger as you go up further. So if I complete that layer, it'll be a huge block. I probably don't need that much space for resin, but I wanted to show you that because I think it's pretty. So we're almost there. So all we need to do now, oh god, I thought that was a creeper behind me then. I saw it on the map briefly. Right, so we right click on that to turn it around. And if we there you go. You can now see it's getting into the tank. Now there's one thing to note with the tanks in Create. You can put stuff in to here. There is a creeper over there. Maybe he's underground. You can put stuff into here using the bucket. You can't take it out. I'm right clicking right now. As you can see, my shield's bouncing around like a goof. But you can't right click it out. You have to take it out and do something with it. You can't right click it out. So just something to bear in mind. But this is why we've got our twisty pulley thing to pull it out. So we're going to connect that guy up, and we can probably then use the same block to attach the other cogwheel to it, although we don't want it to spill everywhere, so let's stop that and turn it around with the right click again. And just leave it there to start filling up, because we've now got the next part to create. So, you've got resin getting into a fluid tank. Well done. Very good. We now want that resin to get into here. So when you place the basin down next to a pipe, it will connect it automatically. You'll know if you've done it because you'll see this little square here, right? And then if I right click this and tell it to turn around again, it will start filling up the basin. You can make this go a lot faster. Like if you step up the cogs or use one of the rotational cups, you can make this go very, very fast. I would argue that you don't need to, because these guys are already empty. And you can add a thing to speed this up. There is like fertilizer you can create, but as well as augmentation, so you can use the cards to speed it up and signals to turn it off when you need to. But it's not going to flood. It's not going to overload. So we're going to pop that now, the mechanical press, over the top just by right clicking the tank, and we're going to see if I can just connect it up like this, because that'd be handy. Yeah, there you go. So that'll go down and smoosh, and you'll see now it's made the rubber that we were making by hand before. So this here that we were making in our little basin in our base over here, there, is now kind of automatically doing it. It's just going to sit here and keep going and keep sucking up this to go into here. We're going to bake it like we did over there with the lava and the fan, because that is like a free source of cooking that you don't have to worry about ever. So we're going to hide another water wheel in here, I think, and we'll see if we can get it stepping up, so we can get it actually producing some crazy energy, potentially. I mean, you could, I don't know if actually, is there a flamethrower? The things you, okay, so no, there isn't a flamethrower. There is a potato cannon. That one. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. You need to make it with the mechanical crafter, which we definitely don't have access to, and we haven't got the precision mechanism yet, but you can make a potato cannon, and it fires not just potatoes, it will fire any vegetable in your inventory. Yep. So if you have a surplus of, like, I don't know, potatoes or apples or carrots, it will shoot those too. Yeah, that's a fun one. That's always a fun one. Right. Oh look, it's going. It did come out. And now it's going to pling off because it's got nowhere to go. I think I might pop a bit of dirt down there so it doesn't just pling off for now. Yeah, right. Water wheel. There? That might be too close actually. Maybe one back. So, hop. And we put a bit of dirt there so we can get this guy spinning. Should have grabbed some more water while I was back at the base. Rubbish. Rubbish. But yeah, I will be making the potato cannon at some point. Probably before we go fight the Ender Dragon, because that will make it a lot more fun and a lot more enjoyable for me and you. Yeah. As well as the fact that potatoes are a lot easier to make than arrows. So, we go water here, because you've always got to put it on the right side of these V's, so it goes speedy. That is 256. That is good. Right. We're going to quickly fill in some of this space so I don't fall in here, because you know it's going to happen. So we'll probably flatten out some of this area later, so I don't, like I say, fall into it. Right. We are going to attempt to do this. So that itty bitty cog on this corner. So we got a bit more breathing room for ourselves. Big cog. And then we go another itty bitty cog. There, we're getting the same speed, we're just giving ourselves a bit more space. So, because space is at a premium right now. So I want my encased fan here. Wrong way round. Every time. There. So all we do then is one cogwheel to connect that, step it sideways, and then shaft. And it's blowing. Of course it's blowing. I want it to pull, not blow. So we're going to pop another gearbox in here to turn the rotation around. Because I don't want it to pull right there. There we go. That's better. This might be going a bit too fast. We might have to slow that down. So, back to this part. And this isn't going to be left as dirt either. This will at some point get filled in. But for now, it's going to just look like this. So, that is of course moving the wrong way. Of course. Which means I want you to go the other way. There we are, that's better. Chuck the lava in there. Which magically somehow doesn't seem to burn anything from create. And now, if we chuck the rubber on... Oops! On, not in. I'm having a good night. I'm having a good night, chaps. It should be finished baking by the time it gets past this. I probably could have put all of that way. And I might still. But then it's the same length as that building there, so I guess that's good. Right. There you go. It baked. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Spider. Hello? Hello? Right. I guess well, I'm just going to leave them left now. So we can now officially tick that and say we've done it. Ta-da. Ta-da. We've now got it doing a thing. We don't need to stress or worry about it. I mean, I know I wasn't, to be fair, I wasn't stressed. You were stressed. We weren't stressed. Alright, so thank you very much, Beans, for joining me. Love you as always. Hang on, let's get in front of our... Alright, wrong way. Oh gosh, it's difficult to walk backwards in this game. There you are. Hang on, better view. Thank you very much, Beans, for joining me for chapter 1A tonight. I do appreciate all the support and love you guys can afford me. I will see you Wednesday for the next episode. I might stream over the weekend since it is a bank holiday, but there are no guarantees because I am absolutely knackered from work. It's been quite heavy recently, so but we'll see. You might see me streaming either Timberborn or I'll be in the Stone Block 2 world. So it won't be this one. You won't miss anything if you don't see it. So don't panic. Don't panic. So yeah, as said, love you all. Thank you all very much for support, and I will see you soon. Ta-ta. Good night.